Ebony?
I'm glad
I
you
know,
asked.
but I want to know what you would say.
No, I'm going to tell you, and some of this might surprise you, even as well as we know each other. One of the things that I'm most proud of that I offer to a husband, and this is where finding a man that values these things is important, because we know everybody doesn't value the same things. If coming home to a sanctuary is important to you, if coming home to a curated home where you are king of your castle, where it looks good, it smells good, there's a hot meal, you don't have to worry about where your clothes are, they're clean, they're hanging up, everything's organized, your kids are clean, they've done their homework, those things, I'm the woman for you. I really believe a woman's role is to curate a safe, very comfortable, loving home.
It's like Cater to You by
I agree.
Destiny's Child. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
I don't think a man can make a house a home.
Yeah, I believe that's a woman's role. That said, I'm not paying no mortgage. No, I'm not paying no mortgage. I'm dead ass.
Not even half?
Not even $5. Not even $5
What about bills? You paying some bills?
Not even $5.
What about
not ever gonna laugh about that.
I'm dead. Ebony, I'm dead.
I'm dead ass. What you do get is this. You do not get that. I'll pay a Spectrum bill. You know, I'll pay a cable bill.
You get FiOS now.
I'm not mad at that.
Yeah, but I'm not. If I have to pay for the roof over my head and my children's head, I might as well live with you.
I think
That's how I feel.
I think a man's job is to protect and provide.
Oh well, what you doing after the show?
As long as you, as long as I can come home to a sanctuary.
Yeah. Okay. Fine. So you looking for? Okay. If you were looking for a wife, let me know. But yeah.
You know, I like the fact that you said that, because you are an independent woman. You got your own money.
Absolutely.
You don't need no man for nothing.
No.
But that's what.
But if I'm going to be your wife, right, and you're gonna be my husband, be my husband.
Word.
Everybody has a different standard. I have tons of girlfriends. At various income levels, they pay up to half. Some pay 70% of their mortgage.
Hell, I wouldn't know. And now half is fine with me. I'm not doing 70%.
And I don't judge it.
I do half.
There's a lie. There's a lie. And I don't judge it at all. I think it works for their marriage. And let's be clear. What I know from a failed marriage, you got to do what works for your marriage, not anybody else's, right? So I love it. You like it? I love it. But for me, protecting and providing is paramount.
You want to know the funny thing about time? You can be hard up on something that you're not going to do at 28, and then you turn 32 and your perspective on it completely changes. Like, if you'd have asked me this question when I was 28, I'd have been a complete dick about it. Motherfucker, I ain't paying for shit. Because I just thought with this player mindset that I just wasn't going to let nobody fuck me over and all this other shit. You know what I mean? Like, I just was an asshole at 28, and I'm still an asshole now, but it's not the same way. Like, I have things I care about. Well, someone I care about. I have things I care about now. You know what I mean? And it makes you look at life completely different. Like, I think when I was 28, I was speaking from the perspective of a person that planned on never being married, never planned on, like, having no type of, like, relationship. Like, and looking back in retrospect, I think that's why I was talking like that, because I just didn't give a fuck about a whole lot of shit. I just was out here talking shit. Like, and at that time, if you'd asked me that question, I believed that with conviction. But now, my perspective on that has changed severely. Like, I used to roast niggas for, like, paying all the bills and shit like that. Oh, you gotta pay all the bills in the house. You gotta pay something, women make money. But I think, you know, I look past the money aspect, right? Me personally. I think it's about wanting a certain level of submission. And when you really think about it outside of the internet, because a lot of you motherfuckers live on the internet a little too much. I had some of my beer. A lot of you motherfuckers live on the internet just a tad too much. Just a tad too much. The splash. And you really got to come into thinking about what personally works for your household. Now, me personally, I plan on doing the heavy lifting. Like, I plan on doing the heavy lifting. So, yeah, I'm going to pay the rent. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, the way things, me and her have things arranged now, we're going to do what we're going to do now. But I'm saying, like, long term, I plan on paying the rent. Like, I think that, and it's not so much about leverage. It's not so much about being an asshole. It's just more so like, I don't know, when you get someone you care about, you don't want them carrying that weight. And even though they want to help you, it's like, listen, I want my woman to be a woman, bro. Like, I think a woman is at her strongest when she's trying to be a woman. Like, the reason why you got women acting mannish as fuck is because niggas are acting bitch as fuck. And I used to not really subscribe to that. I thought women were really just out here being assholes. Like, nah. Women are not submitting because niggas are not being anything to submit to. Like, if I'm not being submitted to, I look at either, you know, myself, like, okay, Ronell, what are you doing wrong? Like, what are you falling short at? You know what I'm saying? Because you can't make demands. You cannot make demands of a woman if you're not willing to carry the heavy weight. Like, one of us is going to be submissive and the other one's going to be dominant. That's not to say I won't take suggestions or be open-minded to shit. You know what I'm saying? Because you can't be a dictator in this shit. I don't believe you can, personally. But, you know, yeah, I used to really crack on niggas about wanting to, like, pay bills and shit. You know what I mean? And I mean, and when you look at it from her perspective, it's almost like this lady's perspective, whatever. It's almost like you asking her to take care of the whole entire. This is like the way the shit she's talking about. That's it. That's you coming home from work, nigga, and you not touching shit. Like, listen, the food. Listen, I'm trying to really elaborate and drive this point home. Like, you come home from work, nigga, and only thing you gotta do is throw your shoes off, hop in the shower, and sit on the couch and watch TV. You know what I mean? She's done took care of the kids homework done, she done cook the food, she done clean the house. You know what I mean? Like, she's done, and I mean, she's done everything from top to bottom. Like, I just feel like, you know, when you think about it, again, I used to not side with women on this subject, and the sun is in my face like a sumbitch. I used to not side with women on this subject. I really used to be an asshole about it, but I think there's certain things with wanting a certain level of submission out of a woman. You want your woman to be submissive, you got to be mannish. Like, for instance, I try not to argue. I used to be one of them niggas that cuss women out. You know what I mean? Like, but after a while, another guy taught me a long time ago that arguing with a woman is a female trait. Like, and I used to not think that. Like, so when I get mad, I don't let myself get emotional. You know what I'm saying? Because it's almost like I look at it like it's a woman's job to be emotional. Like, not a job to be emotional, but it's her lane to be like that. Like, yeah, I can feel some kind of way towards stuff, but I try not to let my emotions, like, override my logic. You know what I mean? I got to be the one to be like, you know, I need to figure this shit out. Like, because if you're going to be a leader, nigga, you need to be able to, like, oversee this shit from the perspective of a lawyer. And if you want a certain level of submission from your woman, you got to be willing to do the heavy lifting. Like, I used to really be against that. Like, you got to be willing to do, like, niggas be, you know what it is? Niggas see women getting money and making the same money they make and everything. It's almost like you want a roommate, but you want your roommate to be as submissive as you are. Like, you can't throw your weight around the house a certain kind of way if you're not paying the heavy shit. That's just how I feel. Like, now, it depends on what you want from your situation. Like, if you don't mind your girl having say-so, you know, all the shit she got going on, then whatever, cool. Like, you let her pay half. But me personally, I mean, I'm not like hard up on it, but I'm just saying, like, if I'm calling you my lady for real, like, I plan on doing the heavy lifting. Again, I used to really be against that. But when you really get a relationship, like, when you get one for real, you start to realize, bro, like, you don't want your girl out here, like, working like a man. Like, I don't like that shit. Like, my girl has a job now, that she hates that fucking job, and I'm just like, God damn it. Like, when you get a woman you care about, you start caring about shit that you didn't think you would care about. Like, I don't want my girl working construction and doing, like, heavy manual labor, and, you know what I'm saying? I want her to be feminine. Like, I want you to be able to cook, walk around in nice shit, be cute, do your hair. Like, don't be out here trying to be me. That's my job. Let me be me. You know what I'm saying? Let me be the dude of this whole shit. That's not saying I don't take suggestions, because I am open-minded. But what I'm saying is, it's like, you want a certain level of submission from a woman, like, and I mean, like, you want a submissive woman, then you gotta be able to, like, I used to really be against it. You gotta really drive that point home. Listen, I'm gonna do the heavy lifting. Now, things are the way they are right now, but I'm telling you, like, long term, this bitch ain't touching no rent. Like, I'm just telling you, I'm not gonna let it happen. Like, and it's so funny because those are our arguments, because it's almost like, listen, I pay for this, I pay for that, I'll pay for this, I'll pay for that. And she's like, no, I'm good, I got it. You know what I'm saying? And that's an adjustment for me to make. But I'm just saying, like, real shit, I'm gonna push for that. Me personally, like, I don't want her. Like, I don't know, bro. When you really get someone you care about, like for real, and you fuck with it like that, like I don't know. I think niggas, and I was guilty of this shit too. I think we say how we gonna act when we're single, and then you actually get someone you really fuck with like that, and it's like, nah, I'm not letting this bitch pay bills. I'm just not, bro. It wouldn't be right. Like something in your man spirit just goes off, and it's just like, nah, I'm not finna let her go through that by herself. Like, you know what I'm saying? You know you can, like, okay, a girl could, realistically speaking, take out trash and pump gas. But it just don't feel right in your spirit to let her do it. Like, oh, well, I can put my own gas. Girl, if you don't sit the fuck up and sit the fuck down in the car, like, let me pump the gas. Like, shut up. Well, I can take the trash out. Girl, shut up and just, listen, watch over the food, goddammit. And just let me take the trash out. Let me move the furniture. Like, stop trying to do man shit. Like, and I'm not saying that she does man shit, but I'm just saying, like, when you really get someone you give a fuck about, like, and she takes you seriously and you take her seriously, you'd be surprised at some of the shit you renege on, bro. Like, listen, this chick ain't paying rent. I'm for real. Like, if I get to going where I need to go, she ain't paying rent. I'm just, nah. Because when I put my foot down on some shit, I'm putting my foot down on some shit. I'm not trying to force it, goddammit. But you can't put the bass in your voice a certain kind of way when you splitting the rent with a motherfucker. Like, again, you know, it's one thing when you're doing it temporarily, you're trying to get started, and I get it. But over the long term, like, you know, you need to understand where y'all at. And then, two, don't be afraid to negotiate. Like, I mean, like, as you get older, the things you value are going to change. You know what I'm saying? If you'd have asked me at 28, the type of shit I was on, I just swore I was just going to be by myself and be the biggest player alive. And that's how I saw myself. You know what I mean? And then life happens and it changes that whole perspective. And you just like, nah, man, I'm not even on that no more. You chilling. You start thinking about how this other person values life, and you take their things into consideration. And it's like, damn, would you really want your girl paying bills? Like the heavy shit. Like, would you really want her paying mortgage? Like, I don't feel right. I don't know what it is. I think it's just some chromosome in my spirit that don't feel right about letting a girl pay bills. Like, if I fuck with you like that, if I really, really fuck with you like that, like, I'm not gonna sit here and use the term real man, because I feel like that shit is way overblown. But I'm just saying, like, really think about it. Like, like the girl you really choose the value that you know, love and everything, you really fuck with her like that. You really want her out here working like a man? Like, nah, bitch, like, pull 40 hours a week or do whatever little dainty nail. I just want you feminine. Like, I understand, like, okay, women these days are hardened and are bitches a lot of times because they've had to be. Like, I used to get mad at women for doing certain shit, and now I understand why. It's because a lot of men in life in general have put them in the position to have to be managed. Like, if you meet a motherfucker and they tough as fuck on the outside and they just a bitch or an asshole, life made them that way. Like, life made her managed as fuck. Where it's like, well, I can't depend on none of you niggas to pay my bills. And again, I'm not even on that cap shit, but I mean, like, a dude you really in a relationship with that you fuck with for real, long term, bro. Like, I just don't want that stress on her. I don't even call it stress. I just feel like it's, you know, I'm the bigger of the two. Like, listen, if a motherfucker break in the house and you get up like, oh, let me grab the bat. Girl, you better lay your ass back down and go back to sleep or call 911, because I'm going to send this motherfucker to God if he breaking my shit. Like, I just feel like certain shit is just man shit. Like, and how can you sit there and throw your weight around any kind of way if you're not willing to do the heavy lifting that it takes to make the shit work? These are just things I think about. So when she says these things about the points that she makes, 32-year-old Ronell doesn't argue with her. As in, well, 27-year-old Ronell would have been like, bitch, you got money too. You got to pay for some of this shit too. Because I'm looking at it from the perspective of not wanting to get finessed. Versus, like, looking at it from the perspective of a man that's aged a little bit and is like, you and this lady share a house. She cook your food for you every night. She wash your clothes for you every night. Like, little shit don't seem like it's big shit till it doesn't happen anymore. And I can cook my own damn food, but I don't cook the way she cook. I can fold my own damn clothes. But it's just something about a woman cleaning your stuff for you that's just like, well, listen, I got it. Don't worry about it. Don't touch it. It's just so feminine. Like, I'm not saying washing clothes is feminine, but it just feels like you care when you do it. You know what I mean? Like, oh, let me wash his clothes for him. Let me make sure his lunch is packed for work. It's almost like I don't expect you to be out in the sun busting cinder blocks. But at the same time, if you show up to my job and everything on my lunch break and you bring me, listen, I brought you your lunch and everything, and I just want to make sure your drinks are cold. And it's just something about that warms my heart, man. Like, and I never thought I would care about shit like that. Like, damn, like, a nigga getting old, bro. A nigga's really on some chilling, settling down type shit. Like, man, I'm telling you, if you'd have asked me that question 4 years ago, I'd have been like, nigga, get the fuck out of my face. I don't know what the fuck you talking about. I don't love nobody. Because I had a hole in my heart, bro. But, you know, like I said, man, you say you're not going to do a lot of shit. You say you're not going to pay no bills. You say you're not going to do no heavy lifting. Get somebody you care about for real and see how much that perspective changes. I'm just challenging you to think about some of the stuff you say. That's all I'm saying.